purpose of this YouTube channel is to bring you encouragement and hope on your journey. So right now we're going to be talking about how to stop depression now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. So if you wouldn't mind real quick, we are on a live stream. If you wouldn't mind inviting a friend, hit that little share button and invite as many people as you could. I didn't really have a lot of time to give a notice on this one, but I really felt led to talk about this because I know that there's a lot of people that are struggling with depression, okay? I myself, on my journey, I feel like I'm the guinea pig for all. I have struggled with depression, unfortunately, and I'm going to show you how to stop it now. Like, you won't even have to wait till tomorrow. If you apply what we're talking about today, you will stop it in its tracks now. But before we get into it, I want to let you guys know, as always, I have to do this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not claiming to be. Whatever I tell you on this video is not medical advice. So if you make any kind of changes to your regimen or adjustment or pills that you're taking, check with your doctor first. So what's up to everybody tuning in? Feeling a lot better today. I got some awesome, amazing sleep. Hit a crush workout yesterday. Been crushing it hard. I looked in the mirror once again today. Continues to keep on improving. So I'm very thankful for that. But I want to get right into it because I don't want to take too much of your time. And some of the things that we're going to be talking about first is coming from a website called mentalhealthfirstaid.org. I don't normally take website stuff and like to talk about it, but I want you guys to know how serious the symptoms are, the physical symptoms that come with depression. I'll never forget, not too many years ago, on my health journey, it was actually quite a while ago, about 7 years ago, I went to the University of Miami, and they had told me that a lot of the symptoms that I was experiencing could be because of depression. And I didn't really understand that. I was like, no, you don't understand. Depression's just when you're sad. Like, you don't really have any kind of things like I have. And I was trying to convince the doctor over and over in the very early stages of this how awful it was. So I'm going to tell you, there's no magic pill for depression, and I believe it's a way and how you live life. So to everybody on here right now, thanks so much for being here. But I want you to know that depression, there's no microwave effect. There's no magic pill. It's one of those things that you wake up every day, and if you apply what I'm talking about right now, you won't have depression. And the Christian answer to this is just stay connected with God and you'll be okay. But I know a lot of people that are connected to God per se, and they're depressed as you know what. So I'm not saying you can't be connected to God and not be depressed, but I really believe that God has given us a lot of information inside the playbook, which is the Word of God, that can show us exactly how to pretty much alleviate that depression now and get rid of it. But it's one of those things that we got to keep up with. So some of the symptoms of depression are as followed. And once again, please keep on hitting that share button. And if you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing now and hit that thumbs up button. I would love you for it. And don't forget to drop a comment at the end of this video. It really helps the engagement and helps this channel continue to keep on growing. So some of the symptoms, like I said, you may be looking at yourself right now in the mirror like, oh, this is for somebody else. I'm going to tell somebody about this because I'm not depressed, right? Well, I want to tell you what comes along with depression. And I don't want you to label yourself as depressed. I want you to get off here and say, oh man, you know what Justin said, I'm depressed. What's up, everybody tuning in? We got Carla in the house, Cassandra in the house, Rochelle in the house, Bonnie in the house. What's up? Continue to keep on hitting that share button. Today we're talking about how to stop depression in its tracks now. So some of the symptoms are as follows, but once again, we're not one of these, YouTube channels that's going to say, oh, that's me. I have that. I'm just kind of putting it out there because no matter what it looks like you have, we've already received that we are healed. Just keep that in mind. So if you deal with a lot of sadness and anxiety, according to this website, which is a very popular website, emotionally, you could be depressed. If you deal with any kind of guilt, something you got done maybe in the past or currently, or something you're doing, that has to do with depression. Anger outbursts. If you have all these anger outbursts, oh man, I just, you start getting angry for no reason, that has to do with depression. Feeling of hopelessness, okay? Oh man, I don't have any hope. this is like a mental like thing, like you don't have hope about things, and you just kind of feel like irritable about things. That once again has to do with depression, okay? Now when it comes to behavior, okay, this is behaviors of depression according to many studies out there. This isn't just one website. I'm going to link the website to what I'm looking at right now, the information that I'm telling you about right this second. This is not going to have to do with the solution. The solution is going to come from what I've learned on my journey. But if you have any kind of crying outburst, you just start crying, that has to do with depression, okay? If you have any withdrawing from like others and stuff, like you're kind of like on this island, like you don't really talk to too many people, you kind of distance yourself, kind of like I have, a lot of different ways. You start noticing that you put up all these walls and you find yourself like, man, it's just me. Like I'm not talking to anybody in my family. I'm not talking to this person. Nobody's around me. That has to do with depression, okay? Neglecting responsibilities. So maybe you're on here like, oh man, I'm just neglecting this. I'm neglecting this. I know I should be doing this. I know I should be doing that, but you're not doing it. You're neglecting responsibility. There's certain things you got to prioritize every day. I can tell you guys, and I'm not going to give you a lesson on this, but yeah, there are things that have to get done. There's things that should get done, and there's things that don't have to get done, but could get done, right? You need to get done with the things that you need to get done with. Be responsible. And if not, that could be a sign or symptom of a behavior of depression, okay? Changes in personal appearance, okay? When I stopped caring about things a while ago, I started like not cutting my hair. I wasn't grooming myself. I let my body go. I was just kind of eating whatever. What happens is that is a symptom, a behavior symptom of somebody that is depressed. Because when you're not depressed, you want to wake up and you want to kind of look your best like I do today, right? Just kidding. But I do look pretty good, right? So, you care about your appearance. Everybody on here, I know that we are the strongest, most encouraging, hope-filled live on the planet. So we care about our appearance, not because we're all materialistic, not because we have to wear the most makeup, not because we have to have the strongest muscles, not because we have to have the best look, but because we care about our approach, because we're going to show the best representation of ourselves to others. Because if you're walking around moping, oh man, life sucks, it's hard, it's tough, I'm hopeless. Who wants to be attracted to that? The fact of the matter is, nobody wants to be attracted to that. If you wouldn't mind real quick, please hit that big thumbs up button. Share this with a friend. We want this to continue to keep on growing, engaging. Share it with your friends that need to know how to stop depression now, okay? If you're moving more slowly through life, you're not really like attacking things. You're kind of just getting by slowly, kind of just almost like a snail. Nothing against snails, but like, you got to get stuff done. That is a behavior sign of depression. Once again, don't label yourself as this. I'm just kind of telling you about symptoms that are associated with it so you know how to make a change, because you're never going to get off here and say I'm depressed. You're like, listen, I'm healed. I got some things I'm working on, but I'm getting it together now because it stops now. I'm not depressed no longer, okay? Being agitated and unable to settle. You're just always agitated and irritable and everything sets you off. That is a behavior sign of depression, okay? Here goes some of the thoughts that you might be experiencing. And I'd like to know your thoughts. If you have any kind of comments, please let me know on the live chat. Your opinion matters just as much as mine. I would like to know your thoughts about like what you believe about depression, how to stop it now, etc. But frequently criticizing people. Like I'm criticizing this, criticizing that. You have all these critical thoughts. That is a sign of depression, because when you're not critical, you're what? You're loving. So when you're loving, you're showing more of Christ, which means you're not going to be depressed. But if you're criticizing this, criticizing that, believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, you are depressed, the name, but we're not going to receive it. Having problems with concentration and memory. You have problems with concentration, it's a hard time focusing, and then you're forgetting everything. That is another sign when it comes to your thoughts that has to do with depression. Once again, this is scientifically proven. This isn't my words. I'm taking it pretty much right off a site and sharing it with you. We're going to get into the solution here very soon. Indecisiveness. You're indecisive about this. You can't make a decision. I've been there before. It's like, you don't know what to do about this. You're kind of waking up and you're responding, you're reactive, but you're not really like decisive. Listen, this is what I'm doing. Sign of depression. You're confused. You're confused. I'm confused about this. I'm confused about this. I don't know what God wants for me. Blah, 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 blah. That is another sign of depression, okay? Thoughts of suicide. You start thinking like, man, I just would kind of better off be dead. I'd rather be dead than literally be here because, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just kind of taking up space. Then you start beating yourself up. You become self-critic. Then you start being a victim. And the list goes on and on and on. That has to do with depression. But the good thing is we're going to stop it now. So if you're on here right now, oh man, I'm depressed. I got some of these symptoms you're talking about. Who cares? Guess what? It's stopping now because you're going to apply this solution that everybody can follow today. It's easy. I'm going to break it down physically, mentally, and spiritually here in a second, and everything's going to change. Now, here goes some of the physical symptoms. Maybe you're going around and you're feeling kind of like chronic fatigue. You need like stuff to get you going. You need coffee to get you going. You need pills to get you going. You need energy drinks to get you going. You're counting on even your diet completely to get you going. That has to do with depression, okay? I hate to say it. Lack of energy, same thing, chronic fatigue. Sleeping a little bit or too much. Some people sleep like 20 hours a day. They're depressed. You should be sleeping between 7 and 9 hours, even 6 and 9 hours. Anything less than that, you probably need to boost it up to 6, and anything more than that, you boost it down. I would say the hot sweet spot is between 7 and 9. That's my personal opinion. If you have any weight gain or weight loss, you're just kind of gaining weight. Man, I don't understand. I'm just gaining weight and I'm losing weight. Could have to do with depression, okay? Substance abuse. Like you have to do something daily in order for you to get through the day. You know, I heard an old pastor say something a long time ago. Anything that you have to do daily is a habit. And if you don't think you're addicted to something, the fact of the matter is you are addicted to it, because if you don't have to do it daily, you wouldn't be doing it daily, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have to do this. Well, if you don't have to do it, then, you know, it's just like kind of like intermittent fasting. Do it some days and don't do it some days, okay? And then the last thing is unexpected aches and pains and muscle twitches and this and that, all kinds of stuff. This could be associated with depression. So those are some of the symptoms that come with it. Now let's kind of talk about like where does this depression come from, okay? A lot of people on here right now, like, you know, and continue to keep on sharing this. We want to continue to keep on reaching as many people as possible and helping them out with how to stop depression now, because a lot of people are depressed, so we have to get out of this depressed state. I've been there before, and I know how to change it instantaneously. Like no joke. If I was depressed manically today, I would know how to be undepressed by this afternoon, because I know exactly what has to happen, because I've applied this in the past, and the solution is coming soon, and you guys are going to be excited about the solution because everybody's going to be able to do it, okay? So if you're feeling sick, if you feel like you have no kind of time, I got this to do and this to do and this to do, and you're anxious and you're busy and you got all this worry and fear and no sleep and late nights and bills piling up and payments, and you just got your focusing on this direction of like, oh man, my relationship sucked, my marriage is falling apart, my health is horrible, and you start looking at the wrong direction. You're magnifying the problem, all these different issues. That is how depression starts. You start focusing in on things that maybe you can't change. So in order to change it, you have to put your focus in the right direction, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But this is how all these worries and fears and anxieties and anxiousness and these thoughts, and then these defeating thoughts and these suicidal thoughts and these, I'm not good enough thoughts, and I'm not good enough, I don't know how to do it, and I'm just not, I don't have what it takes. And then before you know it, you have all these symptoms of depression, and then you name it and claim it over your life, and then you're speaking it over your life, and you're telling others you're depressed, and then before you know it, you are depressed. And I'm going to tell you, depression is no joke. It is heavy. It literally is heavy. Like, it's a life to where, like, you don't get it, other people see it, but like, you're in this bubble. Like, you see other people going out, they're conquering the world, they're taking charge, they're making things happen, but this depression is heavy over you. You're just kind of skirting by, but you know that you have this heaviness on you. And today we're going to uplift that. Today it's gone. Today that depression stops, and I'm going to give you just everything that you have to do here in a second. People that struggle with time management, they just kind of watch their weeks fly by. They're not diligent. They deal with depression. Now, the funny thing is everybody doesn't want to admit to it. I'm not depressed. I don't have depression. It's almost like one of these things like you have to be cool. Well, listen, if you know that some of these things apply to you, I don't want you to say, hey, listen, guess what? I'm depressed now. I want you to say, listen, I'm going to take charge now, today, Monday, and I'm not going to be depressed anymore. I'm not going to have any symptoms after this live. Once again, not a doctor. I'll put the disclosures in the bottom. They're not there yet, but they will be once this live is done. And I've already told you, I'm not a doctor, not claiming to be. Whatever kind of changes or adjustments you make to your diet or anything you do, pills, etc. Once again, pills, oh my God, I don't even want to go there. Pills, you got to be careful with. I just want to stop right there. A lot of people that take these medications, and I've talked to these people, so I can say this liberally, like people that take these medications to help them not be depressed, it helps in the short term, but then it hurts them in the long term. And I hate to say it, I have to say this. This is just in my heart. I've seen people become big time depressed, including my father that took his own life because he was on some kind of depression medication that was supposed to help him. Now, besides my dad, I can tell you story after story after story. So make sure, just because your doctor says something, you really have peace and you pray about it, because you have to test everything and make sure it's approved. Because if you start taking all these pills and before you know it, oh, well, I'm just doing this to help me so I can be more balanced and so I can have more focus and you have less anxiety. But guess what? It affects your kidneys, it affects your lungs, it affects your this, it affects your that. And before you know it, your whole entire body's breaking down, but you're not depressed. You're kind of happy for a little bit. Ha ha ha! Right? But you can get that same kind of high if you wanted to drink coffee for a while. But we all know coffee, you go up, you go down. So what I'm trying to tell you is let's take the natural approach here on today. If you're feeling poopy, if you're feeling crappy, if you're feeling horrible, and you need to get out of this funk because you're sitting around in your house and you're stuck to Facebook and you're stuck to Instagram and you're just waiting for the next thing to happen because you got no kind of life, that's just the bottom line. We need to change that. Here we go. Dopamine makes us feel good in our brain, okay? Before we get into solution, I want you to understand this. When you get on Facebook, when you get on Instagram, when you get on Pinterest, when you get all these things, when you get on TV, when you get on movies, get on even YouTube for crying out loud long enough, you give your brain what you want. So your brain has all this dopamine, right? You get dopamine kind of like how your body cycles. I'm not a scientist, not a doctor. I'm not going to explain all that kind of crap. But what I do know is the more you keep on looking at Facebook, the more you keep on looking at Twitter, the more you keep on looking at Instagram, these pictures, they give you like a temporary high. But what they're doing is they're stealing a little bit of your dopamine. Every time you watch TV, you're doing it to kind of relax, right? Every time you watch, something on Instagram, you're doing it to relax, but it steals the dopamine. So it's like it gives you a little high, but it's taking all your dopamine away. So people that are kind of taking pills, have to go through this crazy diet regimen, have to do this, all these crazy things, is because they're constantly stealing their dopamine because they're putting their focus in on the wrong direction, because we know that if you put the focus in the wrong direction, what you magnify will manifest. So if you're looking at TV, you're looking at Instagram, you're like, I'm not magnifying depression, Justin. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing it because I like it. I'm doing it to support people. I'm doing it because I just want to help people out. I'm just doing it because, whatever the reason is, you start to see this dopamine get sucked out of your brain. And when there's no dopamine left, what happens is you become depressed and you become ill. So you don't want to continue to keep on depleting that dopamine. A lot of people are like, oh man, it sucks. Should I turn off this live right now? Well, if you've been watching thousands of lives nonstop, you've been depleting your dopamine 24/7. So it might be a good chance that you start increasing your dopamine, but before you turn this off, you have to learn how to increase it. So I'm going to give you the physical, mental, and spiritual aspect of exactly how you need to increase your level of happiness in your life so you're not depressed anymore. I'm going to give it to you quick. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. Take note right now. I already see people putting some of the solutions inside the comments. That's why I'm telling you that this live is the most awesome, amazing live on the planet, because people are smart and wise on here, because they get they don't point the finger out, they point the thumb in, and they give the solution because they're putting the support out there. Wish I could read all the comments, but I will check them later. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to continue to keep on telling you that, because we're going to spread encouragement and hope to the globe, because when people are sitting in their bed on Monday and they don't know about this live and they don't have the answers, they're depressed, and it could lead to something serious. And as their doctor gives them the next pill, and they become sicker and sicker and sicker, and then before you know it, they end up taking their life, kind of like my dad did. Well, you know what? We need to be the difference. So we're a team here. Spread this, share this, Tell as many people as you can, and keep on hitting that big thumbs up, because this is the most encouraging live on the planet. Exercise is the number one thing. I'm going to give you I'm not going to give you the stats behind it, but I'm going to tell you from my experience. 30 minutes helps. 45 minutes to an hour really helps. Unless you have burnout adrenals, but we won't talk about that right now. 45 minutes to an hour is the sweet spot if you want to alleviate, to get your body moving. Because when you're depressed, you're sluggish, okay? You're kind of stuck. So you got to get things flowing in your body, and you do that by exercising. So physical exercise does matter. Now I'm going to give you a clean diet. We're going to go over this quick because I don't want to take up a lot of your time, because I know you want to get back in the game because you're loving every day of your life, okay? The next one is clean diet. Now I'm going to give you some specific foods on top of your other healthy foods that you should be incorporating if you're feeling a little bit of these symptoms, depression, funk, whatever you want to call it. But you remember, you're already healed, but you're just doing this to add to your healing that you already have. When it comes to, here's some of the foods. Avocados, okay, are amazing foods. Salmon. You need to get more omega-3s. If you're not taking omega-3s, you can, and you're a vegetarian, whatever, flaxseed oil. Make sure you're getting omega-3s. Dark leafy greens go without saying. Kale, spinach, broccoli. Greens matter, okay? And I'm going to go over this quick. Sauerkraut. You want to get sauerkraut in you because it's going to give you healthy probiotics, okay? I love sauerkraut. It helps the good guys in your gut, and if you have more good guys than bad guys, you will be in optimal health. That's a guaranteed fact. Also, if you want to take some supplements, you can take St. John's wort. I took it before. I got to be honest, I didn't feel the greatest on it. Some people love it, but St. John's wort's another great one. 5-H TP is another one. I've taken that for a while. I do feel a difference with that one. I don't take it anymore because I'm not depressed. But if you feel like you need a little boost with a supplement, 5-H TP, you can get it at a supplement store. I'm not a doctor. Check your doctor first, all that kind of jazz. But remember, St. John's wort and 5-H TP are normally like the natural forms of supplements to kind of help out that depression, okay? Coconut oil. Coconut oil is great for depression. Chia seeds. Come on, I want to know more comments. What do you guys do to kind of help your body stay going so you're not depressed? Coconut oil is another good one. Turmeric is amazing. Everybody should be taking turmeric. I got turmeric powder right next to my bed. I mix it in water, orange. I take natural turmeric too, and I'm able to go to the farmer's market. Right now I'm not able to, but I will here pretty soon. Turmeric is amazing for depression. Walnuts are great for depression, okay? Why are walnuts great for depression? Well, think about it. What are walnuts shaped like? They're shaped like a brain. We need to get our brains going in the right direction. Blueberries, okay? Blueberries are amazing for depression. If you struggle with depression right now, remember to get your blueberries in. It's going to help with those antioxidants. It's going to help those stress-free radicals. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about the physical. We got the workout going, 45 minutes a day. I would even do it 6 days a week, okay? Some people say 3 days, 5 days. I'll say 6 days. If you want to take off one day, that's great to get your body that rest. But you got to put these amazing foods in your body, and you want to get protein. You want to get enough protein. I'm not saying you have to do chicken. I'm not saying you have to do beef. Maybe you're not maybe you're a vegetarian, whatever you are. But make sure you're getting enough protein, some beans, etc. And then also, if you want to supplement, that's the secret sauce. If you want to kick coffee, which I wish I actually had the supplement in front of me because it's that awesome. If you want to get rid of all these other different ones out there, this one is amazing. A lot of people don't know about this. I think maybe Carla on here does. But Rhodola is awesome. I think that's how you spell it. Rhodola is one of those supplements you need to take. I'm going to try to link every one of these, and you guys can come back and buy it directly from Amazon later if you'd like to get these exact supplements. There's only a couple that I listed. But I used to take this, and I'm going to tell you, you feel like a super champ. You feel like coffee, you kind of feel like a high, then a low. By the way, still no coffee yet. I'll give you the update when I have my first cup of coffee. I'm going to drink my first cup of coffee in the live, but that's besides the point. No coffee yet. But Rhodola is amazing. It helps out depression. I've taken it before, and not only when you're depressed, it's just amazing. It helps you have like that mental clarity, that steady edge, that focus. So that is something you could do on the physical. I know a lot of you guys, well, what do I do? What do I change my food, my supplements? Okay, there you go. Raw milk also. I don't want you to go overboard with raw milk. I want you to do enough raw milk. 1 glass a day. I can't wait to get my raw milk back in my hand. I haven't had raw milk in a while. And I'm gonna say 1 to 2 glasses a day, because that's gonna help you get the nutrients in your body. Because remember, we're sick because we're deficient, or we're sick because we're toxic. We need to make sure we're not deficient by putting nutrient dense foods in: raw milk, avocados, chia seeds, coconut oil, all these different amazing foods, dark leafy greens, low sugar fruits, not high sugar fruits. Remember, keep your sugar low if you're feeling depressed. And then also, we're going to get to what also is mandatory. You need to start stretching. I don't care if you believe in yoga. I don't care if you believe in Pilates. I don't care if you do any of that kind of stuff. But stretch in your bed, stretch at home, stretch it anywhere you're at, because stretching is important. It helps to kind of loosen you up, and it helps to get those toxins out of like your tight muscles. And what happens is you start to breathe different. And like Jarvis told us a long time ago, you start breathing and you can breathe out toxins. And then when you start having that breath throughout the body, what happens is you start feeling like a super champ, and you're not as depressed because you're actually breathing instead of holding your breath. A lot of people that are depressed are holding their breath all the time. Also, when it comes to physical, sunlight. I saw somebody say this. Sunlight is amazing. You got to get some sunlight, at least 15 minutes a day. It's going to help you on so many different levels. There's sanitarians that actually live off sunlight. They don't live off food. They don't live off that, all this kind of stuff. They live off just the sun. I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm going to tell you this. Sunlight is important, and it will help you feel a lot better. If you're feeling depressed, get some sun. Oh man, Justin, you don't understand. I don't have the sun here. I mean, you're so lucky you live near the beaches. I don't want to hear it. Take yourself some vitamin D3. That's what you need. Get some sunlight. Get some grounding. Grounding is amazing for the sun. Get yourself barefooted. Connect yourself out to the earth. I would do it right now, but where I'm at is like 120 degrees, and I don't want you guys to see a sweat pit with bugs running all around me, and then not to mention it being a little bit too hot. So you got to make sure when it's too hot, you got to hit the sun at the right times. And then what's going to happen? You do all these amazing physical things. What's going to happen is you're going to sleep better. And what happens is when you sleep better, it helps your serotonin levels, it helps your dopamine levels, and you start to feel a lot more happier. Oh my God, I'm sleeping better. And all of a sudden, like, you start to wake up and you have a smile on your face, and your wrinkles start going down, and you start just feeling optimally better on so many different levels. So that is, oh shoot. Come on. Are you there? All right, we're back. Sorry about that. And then also mental, okay? Mental meditation, okay? This is the mental aspect of it. If you struggle with your mental side of things, I'm sorry, my screen just went a little dim. I'm trying to get the light up a little bit. But anyways, we'll keep on going. Meditation. I challenge you. Now we've done the physical. Now we're getting into the mental. The mental is just as important as the physical. If you're one of those people, I'm just going to take the supplements, I'm just going to take the diet, I'm just going to do the exercise, it's going to help you out for the temporary, but it's not going to help you out for the long term. You got to get the mental together. Got to put your focus in the right direction. You got to think the right thoughts. You got to take your time to chill, to meditate, not be writing stuff down, not be looking at Facebook, not be looking at Google, not be looking at YouTube, but doing nothing. You're meditating, and one of the best things to do, like I tell you, on the entire planet is to meditate on the word. But you have to get the mental down pat, because if you get the physical down pat, it's not going to help. Here goes another one. Accomplishment. A lot of people that are depressed are not accomplished. They don't have a lot of things that they're accomplishing every day. Accomplishment can start with what's closest to you, but then it branches out. For example, you make your bed, you brush your teeth, you make your notes for the day, you clean your house. That's the basics. How do you accomplish outside? How do you make a difference? Because when you're doing all that other stuff, you're giving to yourself, but how do you give to others, when it comes to like working, supporting, donating, giving your time, etc.? That is going to help you have purpose in life. You're not going to have purpose in life if it's all about me and not about others. The reason why I like to do what I do is I'm able to help and give others and teach them about what I've learned on my journey. So make sure you're able to give to others, and that's going to help that depression level because you're accomplishing stuff. Now here goes one. Listen to me. If you want to get your vibe high, remember, we talk about vibrations. I'm not going to talk about it too much. I want you to think I'm all new agey because I'm definitely not. But there's 12 spiritual or universal laws, and one of them is the law of vibration. If you want to raise your vibration, the best way to do it, they say, is by listening to worship music, okay? It's kind of funny how God created the system. When you praise him, your vibe goes high. That's why when you're listening to a music, that you like, you start noticing, you start to feel good. You like this song. But when you're praising him, you're not like in a vibration of like too high, too low. You're in a perfect, steady, like almost, you can't even experience it. You're just like, wow, like you're giving your all to God. You're praising him in the storm. You're praising him when it doesn't feel good. You're praising him when it does feel good. And your vibe gets in that perfect vibration perfectly. And it helps you to be, you got the physical right. Now you got the mental right. And then one of the last things you got to do is talk to somebody that loves you and that will tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. I have 2 people in my life, maybe 3 that I go to when I say, listen, tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. You can't tell that to anybody because some people will just shoot the darts. They'll criticize you up a flagpole. You got to talk to loving people that are smart and wise. Remember, wise hang with wise. Fools hang with fools and suffer the consequences of fools. So make sure you're getting the mental approach right by talking to that person that loves you, and then they're able to share with you on how much, what you need to do, what they're seeing you're doing wrong, and they lovingly tell you, not like a jerk, not criticizing you, not pointing the finger, but they tell you, hey, listen, critique this, adjust this, make this happen, and things are going to happen good. And what's going to happen is, guess what? Now you got the physical down. Now you got the mental down. Now you get to the spiritual. And I'm going to give you a verse to leave you with, and we're almost done. Because the spiritual is just as important as the rest, if not the most important. But one of the most important things that you need to do on your journey right now, if you're struggling with depression, is you got to be thankful. How is that spiritual? It's very spiritual because you're showing that maybe even though you don't feel like you can see, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this. That's like needy about me. It's tight hands. Like you got to have this. You got to have this in order to be happy. When you're able to open your hands and say, man, I may not have a house right now. I may not have my own place. I may not have my own refrigerator. I'm sleeping in somebody else's bed. I'm not feeling the greatest. But you're spiritually saying, I'm thankful, God. I'm thankful for what you're doing in my life. I give it to you. I thank you for today because today is your day. It's not my day. I'm going to give it my best. I may not feel my best sometimes, but I'm going to give it my best. And in return, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get the physical down, the mental down, the spiritual down. And what's going to happen is I'm going to start feeling like a super champ. I'm not going to feel depressed anymore. I'm not going to feel any of those symptoms because I receive your healing spiritually. When you receive something before it happens, it means that you have true faith. If you're one of those people, oh man, I gotta see it to believe it, you don't have any kind of faith. That means you're going to need a Lamborghini, a house, a hot chick, a fine dude, or whatever the case is, or a pocket full of cash to keep you happy. And that has nothing to do with actually walking a life out in faith. People that are thankful, people that walk their lives out in faith, people that receive it before they have it, actually have it. People that have tight fists and don't give. I don't give my time. I don't give this. I don't give my money. I don't give anything. I'm just going to keep it all to myself. End up being miserable, greedy, and just like people you don't want to be around. They find themselves on an island by themselves. So there we go, the spiritual. I'm going to give you one verse, and this is going to sum it up when we're done. Share this video with as many people as possible. I believe that God laid it on my heart, and it's going to make a big difference in somebody's life that might be on death's door because they're not feeling good right now. The last verse I want to give you, or the only verse I'm going to give you that you got to meditate on today, is Psalms 23. We know in the Word it says, draw near to Him, He'll draw near to us. That's not Psalms 23, but what is Psalms 23 is this. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me behind still waters. Now we've talked about this here recently. He's your shepherd, you lack nothing. So what a shepherd does is he leads the flock. So when you listen to his lead, when you trust him with your life, and you stop saying it's not just about me, I'm going to trust the journey, I'm going to trust the path. It may hurt, it may, I may be able to do some bumps in the roads, but I'm going to trust that he's going to get me there because I trust my shepherd. You start to have this freedom. You start to be near these still waters. You start to be in these green pastures, because instead of you having to always control everything and having this tight grip like Pastor Doug said over the weekend, he leads you behind still waters. He's your protector. He refreshes your soul. Your soul is your mind. When you start having all this, friction in your soul, all these, thoughts and your negative thoughts, and you're thinking about this person, you're mad at this person, you're upset with this person, it's going to lead to you being depressed. But when you trust God and you love God and you start to see that He is leading you behind these still waters, He's restoring your soul, He's giving you green pastures, which is amazing things in life, it means you got to trust your shepherd. Are you trusting yourself on this Monday? Are you trusting yourself when it comes to depression? Are you just doing the physical? Are you kind of doing the mental? Or are you going to do the spiritual? Because if you do the spiritual, most people, I know a lot of people that do follow spiritual, like I said at the very beginning, that are not depressed, but the physical and mental matter a lot. Because in the Word it says that physical exercise matters a little, but guess what? Like Stephen Furtick says, it still matters. So get the physical right, get the mental right, get the spiritual right, and He's going to lead you near those green pastures. He's going to have that rod and that staff. He's going to protect you, all that people that come to harm you, all these people that are trying to hurt you, all these people that are trying to build all this fear around you, all these people that are going to bring you off track, all these negative Nellies, all these whatever. You're just going to trust Him. You're going to stay focused in on your dream, focus in on the path that you know that He has for your life, the vision He's given you, and you're just going to say, listen, I'm not going to let anything pull me off my track, because God has given me this track, and I'm going to trust my shepherd, and He's my protector. He's pushing away this trash. He's pushing away this division. He's pushing away these people. He's weeding out who doesn't need to be inside the picture right now, and I'm going to live a life where I'm going to be happy, and I'm not going to be depressed no matter what, because depression stops now. And inside the Word it says He guides me along the right path, not the wrong path, for His name's sake. He's doing it for His name. It's not so it's just about you. It's about His name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley. So right now you have the darkest valley in your life. You're feeling like crap. Oh my God, I'm depressed. I'm this and that. It says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, I just went through a nature trail this morning. I walked through it. The darkest valley. I walked through this valley, through it, and what happens is on the other side of it is the green pastures. You might have to go through a dark time. You might be in a little bit of a depression right now, but it stops now. Get on your high horse, trust Him as your shepherd, cry out to Him and let Him know, hey, listen, I'm ready to get out of this season, Lord. I'm believing, I'm having faith, and I'm receiving that it happens now. And you will see, you apply these physical, mental, and spiritual aspects, you will not be depressed. I've lived it over. This is my solution. Whenever I get in a funk, whenever I feel down, this is how I change the game. So share this with as many friends as possible if you wouldn't mind. My name is Justin Soltados. Please give this video a big thumbs up. This is the most encouraging YouTube live on the planet. Don't forget it. Not because it's mine, but because we're all encouraging. Birds of the same feather flock together. We have all the same feather of the right flock of champs inside this YouTube live and on Instagram. Check us out there as well. We'll see you for another live here very soon. I'll keep you guys posted. If you're not following me on Instagram, check me out. I'll put the link in the description below, and continue to encourage as many people as possible, because we are not depressed. Depression stops now. All those symptoms are gone. You feel like a champ. Apply this today. Put those foods inside your diet. Take the mental, take the exercise, get everything going, get the spiritual approach going, and you're going to see, you're going to wake up one day. You're like, man, I went through that dark valley, but I went through it, and now I'm in green pastures. I'm chilling. I magnified the right things, and the right things are manifesting, because what I magnify will manifest. I'm feeling physically good, and I'm ready to live on purpose and conquer the entire world, not for my name's sake, but for His name's sake. So anyways, I'm a little amped up, but hey, it's Monday. It's time to roll. I got a lot to do. You got a lot to do. Don't forget it. This is your day. We'll see you for another live here very soon. My name is Justin Soltados. God bless you guys. I love you. We'll see you soon.